Good afternoon. Welcome on in to another episode of From Day One. As you see over on the left-hand side, we've updated the stats on goal. We are now over 62% of the way to getting those red packages for you all. Today we're also going to try to bring back some of our content from before crazy COVID. So, with that being said, let's head to the courtroom and see what we have waiting for us.
Okay, so it looks like we don't have retained counsel for the purposes of arraignment, Mr. Chapman. You're going to go forward with counsel present in the court. State your full name, sir. Romel Chapman. Thank you. And, sir, this is in regard to case 22059-412, People State of Michigan versus Malik Romel Chapman, also known as Malik Chapman. Appearance. Is she representing him today? Okay. I don't see an appearance, Sister Counsel, no. What's that?
But I did mention that in I'll make my argument after the court.
So where were we?
We formal reading.
Okay, so Mr. Chapman, I'm not sure if I gave you the court dates, but I will again. The court waive formal reading and are not guilty plea. There's two court dates scheduled, Mr. Chapman. We have a probable cause conference via Zoom Thursday, September the 8th, 8:30, in front of Judge Jefferson. You have a right to a preliminary examination following Tuesday, September 13th, 8:30, Judge Jefferson, all 36 district court. September the 8th, September 13th, 8:30, in front of Judge Jefferson. Is that understood, sir? Thank you. Not guilty plea. Is there anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. So I do understand the charges that are before, but it is to my knowledge that he has absolutely no priors, that he's not on probation or parole, nothing pending, and that he has no cases. Also, he did turn himself in on Monday, and he did go with an attorney. That is why he thought he had retained counsel. And I mentioned that during my bond argument, Your Honor, to demonstrate to the court that he is trying to take care of this matter, that he's not at flight risk.
Okay, so far so good.
That he was trying to hire an attorney, but his understanding that he didn't hire an attorney. I'm not sure what's going on between him and his attorney, but Your Honor, I don't believe he's at flight risk. I'm not aware of his history whatsoever. He's a high school grad. He lives with his parents, and he provides for his parents. He takes care of them in many health conditions, and he does have a job at an Ollie's bargain store, and he doesn't make that much a month, and what he does make, he provides for his family that his parents that he lives with and takes care of because of their health issues. He understands the no contact order, so I am respectfully asking the court, Your Honor, to consider a personal bond.
This is possibly his counsel. Apparently same name as the counsel in the investigators report, so let's give her a moment.
Okay. Gonna speed it up a little bit here. Don't need to have all this dead ear time.
Okay. Counsel, good afternoon. Ms. Tucker Davis.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Are you representing Malik Chapman?
I probably will be in the next hearing.
Well, Mr. Counsel, what does that even mean? Probably. We're in the middle of the arraignment right now.
No, I am not at this time.
Okay, so what are you zooming in for?
I just wanted to hear what the bond was.
Okay.
I will leave.
No, you don't have to leave. I just was wondering why you're here. So you can stick around. You can observe if you'd like. We have House Counsel representing him. I don't have an appearance in the file. You said you're not representing him. I have no problem if you watch the rest of the hearing, Ms. Tucker Davis. You're welcome. We're in the middle of a bond argument. Anything further, Counsel? Okay. So, Mr. Chapman, where the court was getting at is the concerns regarding the safety of the public. You have no capious history or prior criminal convictions the court's aware of. You do have parent ties to the community. It's indicated, sir, that you did surrender yourself to authorities, but it's indicated in the investigator's report that you're that your attorney apparently at the time advised an officer that you turned yourself in after seeing yourself on television and wanted to turn yourself in. And that is taken into consideration. You surrendered yourself to authorities, sir, but it was apparently a number of days after this incident took place, and after, according to the information alleged in the investigator's report by your counsel at the time, you surrendered yourself after seeing yourself on that television. And that is taken into consideration regarding your intention to appear as well, given that you walked yourself in as stated by counsel and according to the investigator's report. There is a very high concern regarding the safety of the public, given the allegations set forth, and specifically the safety of the alleged victim, Ms. Jones. The allegation, sir, not only was apparently in a business that's alleged that based on you becoming upset on a food order, you allegedly proceeded to produce a black semi-automatic handgun, racking the slide, pointing it at the direction of the complainant and firing a round into the glass in the direction of the complainant. The allegation state because your food order was not right. And that, also, apparently, there was a video of this shooting that was released. So there's a likelihood of conviction. The court has concern regarding the safety of the public giving such allegations. So the court is going to set, you said he can afford what bond, counsel?
He makes about $1,500 a month, and his expenses are just about, more. He does provide for his parents that are unable to work due to their health conditions that take care of them.
So he can't afford a bond, is what you're
At
doing?
this time.
Okay, thank you, Sister Counsel. Mr. Chapman, for giving that representation, the court's going to set an intentional, unaffordable cash bond, given the court's position that that's the only way that the court can protect the safety of the public, given your representation by counsel that you cannot afford a bond. The court does not feel a personal bond would adequately protect the safety of the public, given these allegations. Mr. Chapman, during this bond, sir, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. If you're able to make bond, you're to be fit with a GPS tether, which will include house arrest. Absolutely do not go to the area or premises of...
And we're bleeping that, Dale. You don't need it in the place.
And no contact with...
And also
and sir,
bleeping
that's
that
no
person.
contact of any kind. No contact orally in writing, through a third person, at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. No contact.
Yeah, bleeping the name.
Okay. Is that all understood so far, sir? Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And given those concerns placed on the record regarding the safety of the public, the unintentional cash bond will be set in the amount of
How much, Your Honor?
$250,000 cash surety. Anything further, counsel?
I understand the court.
What was that, sir? What was that, sir? Why would I make it $1 million bond, Mr. Chapman?
Mr. Chapman, please, I'm going to advise you not to say anything at all.
Okay, and let the court noted that Mr. Chapman made vulgar obscenities to the court. He flipped the court off and then left the camera. Did you like to make an argument about lowering bond, counsel?
I do.
Okay. Okay, one moment. One moment.
Yeah, this is not going to work out.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Ms. Tucker Davis, do you have any questions? You can unmute yourself, please.
I just want to make sure that the court is aware that he is on medication. And I don't know if he's been prescribed that by in a detention center, Your Honor.
Okay, so if you're going to make representations, please put your name and a P number on the record, please.
This is Attorney Dawn Tucker Davis, P59229.
Okay, and you indicated you weren't representing him today, but I will take that into consideration and ask the DDC to mark his file medical. DDC, could you mark his file medical reasons stated by Ms. Tucker Davis, please? We'll mark his file medical, ma'am. Is there anything further with the court?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Alright, let me find us another one. Just give me one quick second. Don't need 2-hour one, so. No, leave me alone. Alright, let's try this arraignment.
Take us off YouTube. Oh, what do we still have to do?
Is there any way you can run in the 8?
Mr. Bloom says he's going to go today.
Okay, why not?
Hello, could you state your name?
Jeffrey Wayne Bloom.
Okay, Mr. Bloom, I'm glad you decided to see me. I understand your issue.
No, can I state why I didn't see you first of all?
It's okay. We already talked. I know why. Because you don't want to.
And because I have meningitis or something very serious illness.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna hold it against you.
Oh, hold it against.
All
Hold
right,
it against.
So
Just kidding.
now I know you didn't want to meet with the public defender, and that's fine. That's your option.
Can I state part of that on record before we're finished? I don't want to interrupt you. I don't mean to disrupt the court or.
You may briefly. You may. Okay.
You may shut up.
Let's do it this way. Why don't I do what I need to do?
Yes, ma'am.
As you know, there are certain things that have to happen in an arraignment.
Yes, ma'am.
So why don't I work through that? And
Yes.
when I'm finished, if there's still something that you think it's important to put on the record, then I will happily listen to what you have to say.
Thank you.
No, you won't.
All right, so let's start with your contact information. And do you use a phone number or email that you're willing to give me?
No, I don't have it.
All right, so
I'm not going to get a bond anyway. I'm not looking for a bond.
okay, all right, good, because I probably was not going to give you a PR. So, good. So, all right.
Good, Your
This is
Honor.
State of Michigan versus Jeffrey Bloom.
No, they did, because I wasn't going to give you.
1278. Now, would you like me to read you part of the arraignment is that you have the right to know what the charges are against you. Would you like me to read that on the record for you?
That's part of the issue I had with the public defender the last time because all these charges were together. The resist arrest and all these charges. Now, Melissa Cleanan, I think her name was, she stated I told her from the very beginning, I do not waive anything. Okay, I've been through this several times. I do not waive anything. She waived the right for me to have my charges read at court.
Yes. Okay. And I'm just going to tell you, I understand your position, and I tend to agree that when you're a defendant, there's no reason to waive anything, but it is the policy of the public defender's office to not have people's charges read on the record, and part of that is privacy because now everything we're doing is on YouTube.
Right. I don't care. I know I'm not guilty.
But you know lots of people.
YouTube? What's YouTube?
Yes, ma'am. I
Say like me too?
I've
Say like all the
been in prison
tubes?
7 times.
Okay, so your kimono is open, eh? Okay.
I love that, Your Honor. Yeah, that was a good one, Your Honor.
Everybody knows what you're doing. Okay. All
Your
right, so
kimono's
I'm gonna
open.
read
By
you
the way, that's
charges
an old one for those of you who don't get that
I'm supposed
reference.
to stay mute or plead guilty or.
So for felony cases, technically you do not have to
Okay.
enter a plea at this stage at all because the next part of the felony cases is determining whether the case will continue as a felony or be reduced to a misdemeanor or dismissed entirely. And so really,
I think we can keep
plea
this
is
as a felony,
necessary
Your
until
Honor.
that determination is made.
Well, that's another thing I want to state on record. But I'll let you do your job and then I can state on
All
record.
right. So you would like me to read you the charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All
The
right.
complaint in
Here we
this
go.
matter states that on or about August 21st, 2022, at
I believe in a lot of stuff here, though. No.
Wilson's Way
Okay, there
in
we go.
Ypsilanti Township, Washtenaw County, Michigan, you are accused, Mr. Bloom, in count 1 of criminal sexual conduct in the first degree during committing that criminal sexual conduct during a felony. You're accused of engaging in sexual penetration with
Bleep.
during the commission of another felony, specifically strangulation.
This itself is a felony that has a maximum penalty of life in prison, plus ancillary penalties like mandatory electronic monitoring test, STD testing, DNA.
Which I should be the one getting tested.
Okay. Count 2 is a charge of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree causing personal injury. You're accused of engaging in sexual contact with another person, causing injury to that person.
What?
And
You
using
injured him.
force or coercion to accomplish the sexual contact.
That's an homosexual guy, right?
I don't know.
That's a man, right?
Okay, then you're
The
creepy.
name sounds like a man's name to me, but I don't know. I don't have that.
First thing I had sex with.
They're saying that you had sexual contact, which is touching.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
The maximum felony is 15 years in prison, mandatory testing, AIDS and STD testing. Count 3 is criminal sexual conduct in the third degree, engaging in sexual penetration with using force or
Bleep the name
coercion to
again.
accomplish the act. That is a felony with a maximum of 15 years and mandatory AIDS and STD testing.
Man, this Komodo is so wide open.
Is a charge of assault by strangulation. You're accused of making an assault by strangulation or suffocation.
I thought they already said that.
That's a felony. Well, no. The first charge was committing CSC first during the commission of the felony. This is the felony that goes with that charge of CSC. This is a.
Well, they gotta have proof of them. They gotta have proof of all this, though, right? I mean, like.
Eventually, yes.
Okay.
Not at this stage. At this stage,
Okay.
it's a much lower burden.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that is a felony with a maximum of 10 years and/or 5,000. Count 5 is assault by strangulation.
Count
with an
5.
assault against by strangulation
Another
or
blip of the
suffocation.
name.
It's also a felony with a maximum of 10 years or 5,000. Count 6 is a charge of unlawful imprisonment. You're accused of restraining with a weapon or a dangerous instrument. That is a felony with a maximum of 15 years and/or 20,000. And count 7 is a charge of unlawful imprisonment, knowingly or restraining. That's also a felony with a maximum of 15 years and/or $20,000. All right.
Oh, that's a pretty extensive
Yes,
list.
ma'am.
Okay. Now, if you'd like to enter a plea of mute or not guilty, you may. It's not
Definitely
required.
not guilty. Definitely not.
All right.
Definitely
so now
guilty.
we
Okay.
talk about bond.
And no.
And
You can give me any bond you want. I'm not going to get out anyway. I've got the assault
you already have a.
violation probation.
Okay. All right. There's a request from the prosecutor's office that bond be denied. The reason being that you are on bond, you have a bond on a.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm not on bond.
My file says you have a 50,000 cash or surety bond set for you.
Oh, that I'm on bond?
That you're in custody with a bond in that amount.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So.
But I'm also in jail on a violation of probation with no bond. So.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I believe that your case meets the court rule to deny bond.
Yes, ma'am.
And my personal policy as the magistrate of the court is that typically because there are so few reasons when I can deny bonds that if someone actually meets the statute and the court rule, I typically do that.
Right.
Says something about the legislature's intent regarding danger to the community. So, as I understand your current situation, this court rule is in fact met, and so I'm going to deny bond.
That's fine.
Beginning today, no contact with these two alleged victims.
I don't want contact. The woman was a woman in my life. I don't want to go into it.
Yeah, I don't want you to.
Please do.
Sometimes people call people from jail that they are not supposed to, so I just always order.
I did last time I did a week before I got out. She said I slapped her, and she didn't. Then she apologized or whatever.
Yeah.
stole my money. She does this all the time. She's done it 3 times now, Your Honor.
Okay.
But it's never been like this. But she's living in a crack house with this. Well, he's a psychologist, and I called her when I got out of jail, and went to. She said,
I don't want you to say something that will incriminate you, Mr.
"Well,
Too late.
I'm not going to be incriminated. There's no way. There's no way they can prove this."
I've got one, but I don't want you to make a confession of some sort or something that can.
Well, I'm not working. I'll tell what I did. I always tell what I did.
I don't want to know. I don't need to know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to give you your court date, and then if you still feel like there's something you need to say.
This is for a preliminary examination, correct?
Next court date is the probable cause conference.
I have a right to a preliminary examination within 14 days, correct?
No, the court
Because
rule
COVID is done. The COVID rule is finished.
No, the rule. It used to be a preliminary exam within 14 days, and then they added this first court date, which is a probable cause conference. You have the right to have that within 14 days. So yes, I'm scheduling your first court date within 14 days. It'll be on September 8th.
Okay. I don't understand. I was told that very recently that the COVID thing was done, that the preliminary examination is back to 14 days.
Nope.
That's what I was made aware of.
Nope, you're an idiot.
That's what Mr. Kilowall told me.
I think that he just misspoke because Mr. Killowald has been around for a long time, and this PCC, the Probable Cause Conference, is a relatively new development. So I think he just used the wrong name. So you're still entitled to that first court date within 14 days, and then the preliminary exam is supposed to be scheduled within 7 days after that.
Okay, well, Magistrate Cameron on Zoom, when he read my preliminary or my arraignment for my I got Parkinson's, Your Honor, so I'm kind of shaky.
I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Bloom. You're doing fine.
And I'm still with this meningitis or whatever it is. I'm in a lot of pain. But anyways, I don't mean to use that for an excuse. I'm trying to do the best I can.
You're doing fine.
This Magistrate Cameron said that on Zoom that my preliminary examination would be held within 14 days. He agreed.
He's also a guy that's been around for a long time.
Exactly.
I can read you the rule if you need me to, but I'm telling you that the rule is the PCC within 14 days and the exam 7 days after that.
Okay. As a client of the Public Defender's Office,
Right.
And I know that upon your court date, it don't matter what attorney's available, they can rotate any attorney to make for your attorney if you're a client.
Yep.
So there was a conflict of interest between me and the Public Defender's Office, which Mr. Killowall even agreed to.
Okay.
He said, why wouldn't they? He said, why wouldn't they? Mr. Appointed you. The reason they didn't is because Melissa Kleeman, last time in court, said that she didn't want the charges read over, so that way it gave the prosecution time to, because they dismissed those charges. They weren't going to bring those charges up. They was just going to charge me with resisting obstruction. But for some reason, and had a warrant. She cut her tether off and has a warrant forever, and she's done this to multiple people, and now she's living in a crack house with this.
Okay.
And she drinks a half gallon of vodka a day. She called me to her trailer.
Okay. Now, is this stuff that you need me to know and you need to have on the record, because I feel like you're getting distracted?
I'm getting a little. I'm sleep deprived.
Yeah, you're getting stupid,
I'm stressed
sir.
out about many things. My mom, all kinds of stuff. Okay, but this is really what I need. Lord Brown has stated that he threatened me. He said, "Well, how about this, Mr. Bloom? How about you get a competency? How about I refer you for a competency exam?" And I spoke to Adriana Loman, Mr. Killowall. I spoke to my CMH caseworker, and they said, "Man, there's no way you're in competency stand trial just by speaking to you face to face like you are." Mr. Brown did this as a scare tactic or a threat, and I believe that you, Your Honor, could, since these cases were together, you could just say, look, let Kilowall, put it all together,
I have made that exact argument in the past that I would like to be able to do that, because quite often we know that there's a conflict and somebody already has an appointed lawyer to handle a conflict on another case. And I've said in the past, the most convenient thing would be if I'm able to just appoint whoever is already handling. But that's the authority of the magistrate is less than that of a judge, and I am limited and can't do that. But I'll tell you what I will do for you, Mr. Bloom. I will send an email to Mr. Kilowald and to Judge Simpson's court, letting them know that you were arraigned and your court date is September 8th, and that you have requested that Mr. Kilowald be appointed because of the PD's conflict. I will happily
because of the prior case that's combined with this case.
I will happily do that for you.
Thank you.
Okay? And then hopefully that can get set up so that your next court date is effective.
Right.
I can't promise you that part. All I can promise you is that I will send that email.
Yes, ma'am. You seem more than fair. You seem like a very impartial, very down to earth, laid back.
I make an effort to treat all people that are in front of me with loving kindness and basic human dignity.
You tell me.
I apologize for the way I look. I know I look horrible.
I need to apologize.
And when
apologize to me.
Marshall, they're all looking at this. They're probably looking like, look how ugly he is. But I've been dealing with this for a few years now. We've been on and off, and she steals my money and.
All right. Do we need to talk about all of that? Right.
Well, I just the world. She's on probation. She cut her tether off. I
can see that she has a warrant. I see that, but I can't do anything
There's
about
a half-gallon back in the day that turns tricks for crack. She's sick in the head. She's living in a trap house where she called me over there, somebody OD'd. I had to save their life because they didn't even know how to do it. Now, she needs help, man. She lost her trailer. There was a brand new trailer. Now it's 7 months later. I'm not. She says I'm infatuated.
I'm worried about you saying too much about this case.
Okay, well, prosecutors use this all against. You know what I mean? They can word it the way they want.
I'm not comfortable permitting that. Okay, I'm going to protect you. Even if you're not willing to protect yourself from that, I'm going to protect you.
I know the truth. God knows the truth. So that's all we need to know. But one more thing. Mr. Simpson, why is he's just the probable cause. He's not the preliminary examination.
That's right. He handles all of the probable cause cases, and then the preliminary exams are divided up between
week to week.
Judges. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. If you can look at my record, John, I wish you would. I wish you would take a little bit of interest in this, because people like this shouldn't be allowed to do things like this over and over to people.
Okay.
When I've been in trouble and she's read all my police, she's a crime scene investigator type person. So she's read all my case laws.
And I don't want you to talk about this situation with her. I think that it would be inappropriate for me to allow you to continue to talk.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
I'm trying to protect you from.
Yes, ma'am. I
We're
understand.
trying to make sure that you're not stupid, sir.
Procedural stuff and questions like that, we can go ahead and talk about those things.
Okay.
Anything else?
Do I need to be tested? I think maybe I'm sick because of her. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Now, I can't get medical here to do anything. They won't do any HIV or sex
I
testing.
can't do anything about that because the jail does not work for me. So I don't have any authority to order the jail to do anything.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, Your Honor.
Okay.
So you'll try to get Mr. Kilowall.
I'm sending an email right now while we're talking. I'm typing it. So it'll go out before I walk away from my bench. I will have sent that email.
Arigato. Have a great day.
And that is all that I'm able to do for you. And the rest is up to the next group. So, okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Take care, Mr. Bloom. Thank you.
Good day.
Bye-bye.
I think we got a little more. At least I mean, in total we do. So stand by, we'll see. Unless somebody misrecorded this incorrectly. Yeah, they did. Okay, well, we'll just stop it there. Stop playback. Thank you. Alright. So, with that being said, we will leave this episode to a close. We will try and get also audio, of course, tonight. Hopefully, knock on wood, we'll be able to do so. Until then, like, share, and subscribe. Help us get to the goal of 50,000 viewers, 1,000 subscribers. Boxy sends those nice red packages we can send to all of you. And Google puts us on the algorithms. Until then, like, share, and subscribe. Be kind to one another. Release the Krakens. And make sure that your vaccines are up to date as we march along this afternoon and every afternoon here from day one. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you tonight.